let's talk about MrBeast for a second, okay? Is it arguable he's the most influential, impactful creator on YouTube? Not arguable, right?
I think that's fair to say.
Okay. You've talked to him so many times.
Yeah.
He's an animal, MrBeast. I get it. In your conversation with them, what were things that you learned that surprised you that you think are worth noting for people?
There's 3 rules of YouTube. And the first one is if they don't click, they don't watch. That's the first rule. You can't get to anything else unless you solve that. And that is the rule that he focuses on the most, right? Which is if they don't click, they don't watch. The number one fundamental of YouTube is, did you make the title and thumbnail before you made the video? Most people don't. 99%. We still do that, where we don't make the title and thumbnail before the video, and it always bites us in the ass. You really want to reach the most amount of people. The game of YouTube is a compelling title and thumbnail, and then back it up with a great video. Rule 2 is respect their time. So what that means is if you earned the click, if I earned your click through instilling enough curiosity through my title and thumbnail that you want to click, I need to now respect your time. The first thing we track is first 7-second viewership, then first 30-second viewership. The thing I have to do after I've earned your click is write a compelling hook that first backs up the title and thumbnail, and second introduces a new question that you want the answer to by the end of the video, right? And so now I need to recognize that you've just committed to make an investment of time in my video, and I need to give you a return on that investment. So the first thing I have to do is promise you that return. The second thing the third thing we track there is AVD, average view duration. How long does someone watch one of our videos? And that gives us an understanding if we created something that was worth your time and that backed up the thumbnail that we generated. The third rule is, do you want more stuff like this? The reason I say that is because it's basically the suggestion of most people are building, from a business perspective, YouTube to, again, capture attention, which was the first 2 rules. And the third, monetize attention. If I want to monetize attention, then typically I'm selling brand deals into it, or I'm selling my own thing. So do you want more stuff like this is the third rule, because you think about the value of your video, and any monetization has to answer the question, do you want more stuff like this? So if, Colin and I, our show, the value of the show is to teach you about YouTube, our sponsors should be in line with that value, right? The question to the audience is, did you like that video? Do you want more stuff like this? Click the link in our description, right? Or,
Or do you want more stuff like this? Great, we have it.
Yeah.
Watch another one.
Watch another video, right? Because what happens with YouTube is not, I made one great video. I made a catalog of great videos that you can watch all of them. So again, it's, do you want more stuff like this? Do you want more videos like this? Do you want more knowledge like this? Do you want a product like this? Like, that is the third rule that you have to.
We spent a lot of years asking, do you want more stuff like this? And the answer was no.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, let's change it up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that is, those are the 3 rules that took us a while to boil those down and simplify those. Those are a part of our program, which is called the YouTube Growth Playbook. But that I had to get to a point where I was like, what are the rules? What are the fundamentals? How do we then build within those and make sure that we're following those rules? That's the hard part. And there's a lot of exercises and ways to get there. But yeah, those are the 3 rules. If they don't click, they don't watch. Respect their time. And do you want more stuff like this?
Beautiful. Do you remember the example? I'd love to give the audience
a tangible example.
One. Here's a title that we didn't think about a lot. And then when we really thought about it, we changed it to this, and then things took off, or now it worked, and now we know why. I want to try to make it concrete.
Yeah, I can.
It doesn't have to be from MrBeast. It could be anything you guys have done.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up
an
example here. All right, so I'm going to give you examples that I've seen. I to be 100% honest, I literally can't remember one from our channel.
Okay.
There's been a lot that we changed quite a bit. Maybe we can give one specifically about a title that we interviewed Austin Kleon, who wrote the book Steal Like an Artist. Mm-hmm. And the impetus for the episode was about plagiarism on YouTube. And it was basically plagiarism on YouTube is a problem. A lot of people copy exact videos. So we wanted to make this video where we talked about that, and then we brought on Austin Kleon to talk about, how to steal like an artist. And, we loved that we got to talk to Austin Kleon, so we made the video first, and then we were like, what's the title, thumbnail? And we were like, the title is, let's talk about plagiarism on YouTube. That was the actual title that we started with.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
let that sink in. Was
Yeah.
the original title, Let's Talk About Plagiarism on YouTube.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody got that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So then we actually used AI. We used ChatGPT to go, give us like as many variations of this as possible. And one thing that came out was the copy and paste culture of YouTube. It's much more interesting, much more of what we call a curiosity gap, which means like I'm presented with a level of information and I want to know, more information. And that gap typically gets you to click. So it's like a term that's a little more creative. You don't really know what it means yet. And that paired with the thumbnail, which was two exactly same thumbnails from two different creators saying this is theft up top. That interplay supported earning the click. There's a lot in there. I'm going to give a few more specific examples that we can workshop even right now. I'm going to give you a title. Now, I bring these up because celebrities are starting to join YouTube and their titles are all wrong because they're assuming that because they're celebrities, people will watch them, right? So Chris Hemsworth put out a video called 24 Hours in Spain. What is the issue with that, right? One of the first issues is like, it's a little abstract. It doesn't really tell me what's going to happen. If I invest my time in this, sure, I'm going to see Chris Hemsworth spend 24 hours in Spain, but I have so many other options of what to watch today. Why am I watching this video? So I clicked into that video and I explored it, and he like challenges a bunch of Spanish soccer players to a soccer match. Much more interesting, much more visual, right? We can use visual words there. So like I challenged expert soccer players to a match is a little more interesting. We're not there yet, but working in that direction was a note that I wrote down of like, if I ever talk to Chris Hemsworth team, I'll tell them like, or Tom Brady is now on YouTube. He did a title that was watching Tom Brady highlights with Julian Edelman.
The problem with these is that the story's over.
Yeah.
Right? Once you hear that title,
it's a closed loop. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah.
You don't have any questions. You get it.
So the reframe there could be like pro NFL player roasts Tom Brady highlights, parentheses, it doesn't go well. Gives us a little bit more of like, okay, if we don't know who Julian Edelman is at scale, then can we get like, okay, we know he's an NFL player. He's like an NFL expert or NFL player. Roasts Tom Brady is a little more interesting. Okay, we know that it's like, going to go in that direction. They're going to laugh. It doesn't go well, adds a little element to like, ooh, that's fun. It might like go in a weird direction or like it gets weird, something like that. Like they're just like a little bit pushing me in the direction of curiosity rather than closing the loop like you mentioned.
Or if it's like they watch his worst plays and they get increasingly more embarrassing.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're like, how embarrassing can these plays actually get?
Right.
Where Tom Brady's messing up. I'll watch.
There's a term that we use called Jenga storytelling, which means like when you play a game of Jenga and you pull out the pieces, you know that the end of that story is that the tower is going to fall. But what makes the game exciting is that with every piece that you pull, the tower gets a little less stable, a little more shaky, and tension rises as time goes on. So when you think about a compelling YouTube video, it follows the same thing. Tension has to rise as time goes on. And so like what Colin said, they get increasingly more embarrassing. The tension is rising because you're trying to get to that point where it's the most embarrassing.
But actually the best case, and this is something we learned from MrBeast, is that tension should actually rise and fall at disproportionate levels. The overall arc should be that tension rises towards the end.
Yeah.
But you don't actually want a consistent rise.
Right.
That's why like in older MrBeast videos when he's doing, if the title was like, I gave away a Lamborghini, you don't click on it and he immediately gives away a Lamborghini. Right? Like he works his way up by doing a series of challenges, giving away things that lead to the Lamborghini. And the challenges are not always like, it's not like it's like $25,000, $50,000, $75,000. It's disproportionate.
Okay, there's a lot of like classic storytelling stuff that Hollywood has known for a long time. I draw the parallel for people. Some people are Michael Bay fans. Some people are Quentin Tarantino fans for very different reasons. I think Michael Bay style coming from music videos is to keep it at a frenetic pace for as long as possible, and then we become numb, and they're not dramatic pieces. Whereas Quentin will build and build and build, and you can't handle anymore. He'll let you off the hook for a little bit. Yeah. He'll switch the timeline a little bit, and then he'll build and build. But it's just this one ginormous thing. It's like, and then Hitler gets burned in a theater. Yeah. I'm like, whoa. And then I feel like emotionally drained and satisfied. and I experienced all the highs and lows. I think MrBeast does this probably better than anybody else, and the numbers seem to show.